Terrifier 2 finally came on streaming, and I got to watch it tonight. My thoughts start off with the positives first. This is I would say better than the first one. The first one had some good kills, but didn't really have a story behind it. The second one has a better story, I think better characters. The actors are better, and most importantly, are the kills better? I think they are. I'm not 100% sure yet because I'm still digesting the movie. But you guys know the kill in the first one. I'm not going to go into detail, but when you know who gets hung upside down and then he saws her. When I watched Terrifier 1 for the first time, I fell asleep. I wasn't bored. I was just kind of stoned and I fell asleep. Woke up and my buddy woke me up. He's like, Nathan, wake up. And he's doing, and then I was like flipping the fuck out. Like that was like the worst thing to wake up to. But that was probably like the best kill in the first one. And I was curious if they were going to top it here in the second one. And I think they do with one kill. I think they beat it just a bit, not too like they're almost tied. And the rest of the kills in this movie are really well done, but that one from the first one just like scarred me for the rest of my life. But lots of blood. If you don't like blood and gore, stay away. This is really bloody. The blood looks really good at times. It's weird. And then at other times it looks like tomato souping like ketchup. It's just weird. But this movie, you can tell, definitely had a bigger budget, and they took every advantage of that they could. Like, it just looks way better than the first one. The first one felt like I don't know how to explain it, more like a home, like someone filmed it out of their house. It just didn't really have too much of a creepy feel to it just because of the way it was being filmed. And this one, they put more of a filter over the movie, and it does sometimes at the beginning, especially at the beginning, it feels like a old classy horror movie, and I really dug that. The only thing I have to complain about, like, I don't have a lot of complaints. The only negative thing I really had to say was the third act didn't leave me satisfied really, and it did go on a bit too long. I know I'm jumping around from positives and negatives, but like this movie's 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it flew by. The pacing was actually, even though it is a long movie, it didn't feel like that because I was pretty sucked in the whole time. And the pacing didn't start to drag until near the end of the movie. And like the girl, you think she's dead, then she comes back to life, and then shit keeps happening, and you kind of want them to cut it off at a certain point. And there is a couple of questions that are left unanswered, which I do like sometimes, but in this movie they're kind of teasing you, because in the first Terrifier you don't know Art's origins, and like why he is what he is. And people in this one, a lot more people know about him now, and they're reading through newspaper articles and a lot of that kind of stuff, and you think you'll get that answer at the end, just kind of something, and they don't really give you anything. They just kind of leave it up in the air, which I don't mind sometimes, but they were kind of teasing us with the answer, so I was expecting an answer, if you know what I mean. But other than those two complaints and it dragging a bit in the third act, I did like the end of the movie. I thought it was really well done. Like the very, very end, like the last shot. What was I going to say? Yeah, there's one kill in here. Like specifically, I'm not going to ruin for you guys, but you're going to cringe this whole movie when you look at it. Like, you're going to be like, oh, but there's one kill, like, I almost had to look away because I can stand blood and gore, but I cannot stand bone snapping. Oh man, does that ever get me? There is a couple of scenes in here that are like dream sequences, and yet again, you don't really get the answers to those either because it feels more than a dream because they keep bringing it up. But that part I didn't mind too much. Anyways, like I said, if you like slasher movies, go check this out. I think you'll really like it. I give it a 7 out of 10. I think this movie is gonna suffer from like rewatchability. I don't think I'm ever gonna watch it again. And if I do, I don't know. Maybe it will be if a friend wants to watch it or hasn't seen it before. But it is a pretty long movie, drags a bit, but overall better than the first one. And I don't know if they're gonna make a third one just because the way this one ended. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but they kind of leave it open, especially without all these questions answered. They definitely could make a third one, but I don't know if they should or not. I don't know. And I'm surprised how many people online like this movie. I think you guys were hyping it up a bit. Like, I think you guys are blowing it out of proportion a little bit. Like, everyone's calling it a masterpiece. Don't get me wrong, Art the Clown is a cool character, but without him talking, it does kind of get stupid after a while. And people keep putting him up there with Freddy and Michael Myers. I don't think you'll ever beat Freddy Krueger, bro. I just don't think you will. This is like a more sadistic version of Freddy that doesn't talk. I don't think you'll beat Freddy Krueger. So thank you guys for watching. If you've seen the movie, let me know in the comments below what you think.